Why I'm saying this growing power sector? Because we have set targets to achieve 800 gigawatt install capacity, and we have to fulfill the dreams Panchamrit declared by Honorable PM Saab. We are on a path of development. Now, time to look at the overview of power system in India. That was the scenario 10 years ago when there was power plant, step-up transformer, and load center was far away from generating station and through transmission line, tower, and distribution sector. Finally, we were reaching to the load center at home, industry, commercial utility, commercial shops. But if you look at the conventional versus the modern grid, the total scenario has totally changed. There, the consumer has become consumer right now, and the production is there. Market, electrical energy market is there. Their transmission, their distribution, that is bi-directional. Consumers have become consumers. They are more active, participating in the system. They are not passive that used to be. And they are distributed energy resources. They are electrical vehicle, electrical bus are there. Introduction of hydrogen energy, introduction of renewable, integration of renewable energy. All this comes with the challenges, and it is important to look at the time of independence, 1947. If you compare the installed capacity of 1.36 gigawatt, per capita 16.3 kilowatt hour unit, and important point to mention here that inter-regional capacity, transmission capacity was nil, which we have achieved 112 gigawatt in 2023. This is the actual growth story of my power sector. If you look at the figure of installed capacity 1.3 gigawatt, we have achieved 1.4 if you look at the present May data of CA. You look at the total number of transmission distribution circuit line, it started with 23,000. It is now 150 lakh. Look at the per capita consumption, 16 unit to 1460. That shows the actual growth of the power sectors we have. Then important evolution of the grid. 5 different regions working in isolation came together, fulfill the dream of one nation, one frequency, one grid in 2013. And it's a good news for Indian sector that we achieved that 470 gigawatt peak on 22nd May 2026. That shows the growth. We touched the same figure in 2026. This is the Viksit Bharat. And we are set to reach 143 gigawatt inter-regional transmission capacity by 2027 and 168 gigawatt by 2032 to ensure reliable electricity flow nationwide. And we are going to meet our peak demand of 388 by 2032. All these things started in 2021. COP26, Panchamrit commitment by PM Saab, Glasgow. That was the actual foundation of transition of electrical power sector. And these five goals were set. We have to reach 500 gigawatt non-fossil energy capacity by 2030. 50% of its energy requirement from renewable energy by 2030. Reduction of total projected carbon emission by 1 billion tons from now to 2030. Reduction of carbon intensity of economy by 45% by 2030 over 205 level. And last but not the least, achieving the target of net zero emission by 2070. We have to achieve carbon neutral, we have to be net zero. And that comes with the challenges. Setting targets is a different thing, and to achieve that target, whatever we set, poses challenges. And if you look at the total energy sources available, non-renewable and renewable sources, we have to optimal utilize all these sources available in India to achieve the target set by Honorable PM Saab at COP26. In the same direction, PM Suryodaya Yojana 2026. And after that, all consumer become consumer. They also started producing electricity at their rooftop. They start giving their contribution in the generation of power sector. We are on a path to reduce our AT&C losses, improve power quality services. We are on the path to make my system smart, safe, reliable, economical, efficient, cost effective. And a transition to clean energy is about to making an investment in our future. Because when you are moving towards clean energy, it needs investment in future. And it's a matter of proud that we could achieve one of Panchamrit target 5 years ahead of the schedule. We have to achieve that 50% power capacity from clean non-fossil sources by 2030, and we could achieve it in September 2025. It shows our determination. It shows our concern towards climate change. It shows our concern about our commitment towards green energy for Indian power sector. And that table depicts everything I have already explained in my previous slides. In May 2026, total installed capacity was 542 gigawatt. And if you look at the contribution of RES non-fossil, that was 53.75. If you include hydro, if you don't include hydro, that is 52.13. This table depicts total contribution by various sources of electricity generation in India. And it is important to look at the target we have set for 2030 and 2047. By 2030, we are planning, we have given the target of 777 gigawatt total installed capacity. And out of 777, 500 from RES, that will be contributing 64%, whereas non-fossil contribution shall remain 36%. Moving ahead in 2047, that figure will be only 12%, and my RES contribution going to be 88% as per the targets set by Indian government. If you look at the total contribution, total energy mix contribution of solar presently is 37%. Wind will be contributing 12%, and large hydro 6.9, nuclear shall be 2% in 2030. This was the one side of the story. What we have achieved, what is to be achieved, what we have planned. But there is a second side of coin also. All this growth of power sector comes with the challenges of renewable energy integration. And it is important to understand the challenges for the renewable power sector integration. In that list, the very first challenge is the intermittent power given by RES, variable power, with stability, frequency management, challenge of forecasting and scheduling accuracy, challenge of grid infrastructure constraints, challenge of energy storage requirement, BESS, challenge of market and regulatory system, balancing and flexibility, stability of my system, curtailment of renewable energy that happened recently in Rajasthan. Very important issue of power quality. And last but not the least, issue of land acquisition, environment, and social impact. Because all growth I have mentioned, the target we have to achieve can't be achieved without overcoming the challenges related to that one. We have to work together to overcome the challenges associated with growth of my system. I have to also address challenges related to distribution sector of aggregated transmission and commercial losses. I have to meet my target of that 14%. I have to meet my long-term goals of less than 8%, that is a world-class level, and keep on reducing that figure of AT&C losses. We have to strengthen the network. We have to work in the metering and energy accounting. We have to stop theft. Need to reduce the technical losses in my system. We have to make my system smart, digitalization and smart operation. We have to start consumer-centric initiatives. At the same time, we have to use best modern technologies available for the betterment of the power sector we have. They need to make my substation, my system smart, digital. We have to look at the challenges associated with renewable energy integration, because that energy comes with challenge of low inertia, low fault level, islanding requirement, relay coordination. At the same time, we have to look at that energy storage systems to take care of the peak of my system. We have to do the proper analysis before selecting that best. We have to ensure the safety features. We have to look at the safety aspects of that best also. Moving ahead towards my distribution sector, AMI, advanced meeting infrastructure, use of AI ML for capturing the data, analyzing the data, and taking decisions. Moving ahead towards the transmission line, we have to use drone and robotic technologies. We have to use VMS, video management system. We have to move towards electric vehicle smart charging systems. We have to look at the cyber security and data protection. We have to do the proper condition monitoring with application of latest technologies available to reduce and eliminate the assets failure in my system. To avoid outages in my system. And with the help of technologies, we have to engage our consumers in distribution system. Because we have to finally make my system reliable, safe, smart, cost-effective, affordable. We have to implement all new technologies available to overcome the challenges I have already explained. You have to optimize use of BESS as well as the pumped storage system. You have to take decisions wisely where you have to use best, where you have to use your PSS pumped storage system based on optimal utilization of two technologies available, based on the capital required, based on the ROI, based on the life. We have to use green hydrogens in future, and EV grid charging system already being implemented, has already been implemented in many countries to overcome the problems of peak, to use clean energy for production of green hydrogen, use of your EV vehicle to support the grid when it is required during the peak time. You have to make your charging system smart. And this is the summary of the challenges I have already explained: intermittency, grid stability, forecasting, storage, transmission, conduction, market design, protection design, distribution, distributed energy integration, economics, cybersecurity, and waste management. That is going to be a big challenge in the future. Waste management. That can't be ignored. At the same time, we should look at the technical challenge: bidirectional power flow, islanding, reduced fault level, coordination complexity, inverter behavior, fault detection, harmonics, inertia, dynamic topology, communication dependency. The third important related to the safety and the maintenance: avoid loose connection, incompatible connectors, DC arcing, hotspot, overcurrent, surges, poor design, inverter faults, cable damage, lightning strike, component failure, lack of maintenance to be avoided. This is not the end, it's a beginning, and thank you to all the valued participants for being a part of webinar of EPR. Your presence, your time, your engagement matters. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.